She walked into the sleek, glass-walled lobby, clutching her phone like it held the answers to her entire life. "I just want to see my balance," she said softly, almost nervously, looking up at the man across the counter. He was sharp, impeccably dressed, and had the kind of confident smile that could make anyone feel small. A millionaire, by all accounts, he had seen countless people before her, but something about her tone made him pause. At first, he laughed. It wasn't a cruel laugh, more the kind that comes from seeing someone you think is joking. "Just your balance?" he repeated, shaking his head in amusement. But then the corner of his eye caught a glimpse of the screen she held. His smile faltered. His laughter stopped. There was a number there, something that didn't make sense, something that seemed impossible. He leaned closer, trying to make sense of it, while she stood quietly, heart racing, completely unaware of the storm her simple request had just stirred. Around them, the busy lobby seemed to fade into silence, like the world was holding its breath. What could possibly be on her phone that would make a self-made millionaire stop in his tracks? Was it a mistake, a secret, or something far bigger than either of them imagined? She only wanted to see her balance, but what she found next would change everything. The moment was electric, tense, and full of questions that begged for answers. And just as he reached for the screen, the story took a turn no one could have predicted. He stared at the screen, his mind racing, trying to understand what he was seeing. The numbers didn't add up, and yet they were real. She fidgeted with her fingers, glancing at him nervously, sensing that something had shifted in the room. There was a story behind this balance, a story she hadn't expected to reveal, and suddenly the millionaire realized this wasn't just a simple bank inquiry. Her name was familiar to him, though he couldn't place it at first. She wasn't just anyone. She had come from humble beginnings, a life of struggles, of dreams that seemed just out of reach. Her determination was quiet but unwavering. She had worked countless jobs, saved every penny, and faced more obstacles than most people would imagine. Yet, here she was, holding a number on a screen that was impossible in his world. A world of wealth, influence, and endless opportunity. He took a deep breath, trying to process the situation while she shifted slightly, unsure if she should explain or stay silent. The tension between them was thick, filled with unspoken questions. How did she even get this balance? Was it luck, fate, or something more? Outside the lobby, life continued as usual. People walked past, phones buzzed, doors opened and closed. But inside, time felt suspended. Both of them knew this moment could change everything. And as he reached again for a closer look at her phone, a sudden realization flashed across his mind. One that made him question everything he thought he knew about money, opportunity, and the world around him. The truth was closer than either of them expected, but no one was ready for what it might reveal. The millionaire finally took a steadying breath and asked, How is this possible?" His voice was a mixture of curiosity and disbelief. She hesitated, staring at the screen, knowing that the explanation would sound unbelievable. She wasn't used to people taking her seriously, especially not someone so powerful, so untouchable. Yet here he was, leaning closer, his eyes wide, as if the numbers themselves had pulled him into a story he didn't expect to be part of. Her mind drifted back to the weeks leading up to this moment. She had been careful, meticulous even, juggling late-night shifts and side jobs, trying to save every penny. Every transaction, every small decision had been calculated, yet the balance she now held on her screen felt almost surreal. She had stumbled onto a rare opportunity, something that most people would overlook, and it had changed everything. But explaining it to a millionaire in a glass-walled lobby was another challenge entirely. Meanwhile, the millionaire's thoughts raced in circles. He was used to controlling outcomes, to predicting trends, to knowing the paths of people and money alike. But this was something new. a ripple in his world, a sudden twist that didn't follow any formula. He wondered if this was luck, a hidden error, or maybe even a test. Subconsciously, he realized that the woman in front of him might hold answers he had never anticipated. Around them, the city moved on. Buses honked, footsteps echoed, and life carried forward. But in that lobby, tension hung thick. Their conversation was more than just about numbers. It was about ambition, trust, and the fragile line between opportunity and fate. Each glance, each pause, added weight to the moment, and the question lingered. What would happen if the truth behind that balance came fully to light? And as she